Captain on the bridge.
Alright, Captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, well, we got something to go over from the ARC site, not the Star Trek Online official Twitter feed. So, on screen. Yes. Don't know why they didn't include this in the Twitter posts. Maybe that means we just have to look at this. But regardless, whenever we have hints of something coming out or we see something coming out, you know, Captains will get right on the bridge. Any excuse to get on the bridge, we will do so. So here you go. What we're going to do is go over the blog, drop our 2 ECs as usual, and then give our conclusion. So, Command the Farragut. Now, we did actually see this. This was leaked in the recent stream that Ambassador Kale and Bordicus did there in 10 Forward Weekly on Twitch and YouTube. So we kind of knew this was coming, and here it is. And really, Captains, as soon as we saw this ship in the last episode of Strange New Worlds, we knew it was coming. So having said that, I think this is one of the first major things coming from Strange New Worlds. Because the Enterprise came from Discovery, even though they had their own series, but kind of like the only, because even when Stranger Worlds came out, there was no revision on the Enterprise, thankfully. So we could just keep using that one. And there's a bunch of ships, obviously, and this we saw, of course, in that alternate somewhat timeline or alternate future with Captain Kirk commanding the Farragut, and we'll go over the stats and then we'll give our ECs in a bit. So there's the aft shot. Now there is a video, but that's not going to premiere until 11 hours as of the making of this video. Captains, we'll have a look at that probably next time we do an update video just to include it. We'll go over the stats now because that's what we're here to do. So the Infinity Lockbox will soon be updated with the addition of items found in a previous lockbox, as well as an all-new starship. Starting on October 13th, players on PC and console will see prizes previously found as part of the Discovery Far From Home lockbox appearing within the Infinity Box. Simultaneously, with these additions, we are also adding the chance to obtain and captain the Farragut Temporal Cruiser. This nimble little workhorse earned a place in Starfleet history by acting as the first deep space assignment of the famous, and some might say infamous, James T Kirk. On screen, the USS Farragut and its crew also played a pivotal role in the Season 1 finale of Strange New Worlds, A Quality of Mercy. Continue reading on for further full details on the new Starship offering. So, here we go. Captains, it's not a ship for me. I don't mind the top view and nor the side profile, but it does lose me with its deflector and the aft shot. I don't. The pylons coming off just a saucer just looks like such a weak point for me personally. I didn't really like that. It still somewhat came off of, let's say, a secondary little hull that they would have added a little bit, maybe. But it's literally just saucer, pylons, and nacelle. Not that it's new design, it's like a Miranda, but just sort of conified in Strange New Worlds. Again, it's not my cup of tea. It literally is the Donnie, the Enterprise, just the saucer and nacelles, and just brand new pylons. And a brand new little secondary hull there with the deflector. Just not my thing. But anyways, we'll keep going here. Farragut Temporal Cruiser. This ship class bears the name of a noteworthy naval officer from pre-warp Earth who was famous for his courage and bravado, even though some claim it to have bordered on recklessness. Starships bearing the time-honored moniker of Farragut have been part of Starfleet since the early days of the Federation, gracing the hull nameplates of various classes, with this mid-23rd century design standing out as perhaps its most distinct namesake. But again, this is not really a ship that's sort of happened other than in that timeline or that sort of alternate future. I mean, I guess you can say it, but it's nothing. It's not Prime, unless they're going to make it Prime when Strange New Worlds come back for Season 2, because we did not see it in the Prime timeline. It was only in a future that when, of course, Pike saved those kids from dying from the explosion and him getting this accident. So until I see this in the prime timeline, to me, no. But regardless, we're not getting the ship. This ship comes with a Commander Engineering Temporal Operative Specialist Bridge Officer seat and a Lieutenant Commander Universal Pilot Specialist Bridge Officer seat. Meh. Tier 6, of course, Federation Aligned must complete the tutorial. The hull mod is 1.3, shield mod 1.15, the 4.4, so it's a cruiser, device slot 4. Bridge officer stations, 1 lieutenant tactical, 1 ensign engineering, 1 commander engineering / temporal operative, 1 lieutenant commander science, and 1 lieutenant commander universal / pilot. Its consoles is 3 tac, 4 eng, 4 psi. Base turn rate is 10, impulse modifier is 0.16, inertia is 45, so it has plus 5 shield power, plus 5 engine power, plus 10 aux power. Console universal, the antimatter bomb deployment. Of course, it has the molecular reconstruction, ship mechanic, and the full array of cruiser commands. Here is the Starship Mastery Package for a cruiser, plus kinetic physical damage resists, plus regen, plus energy and radiation damage resists, plus maximum hull capacity, and the trait is damn the torpedoes. All right. Add Admiralty stats. There you go. And 56 psi, 41 tac, 29. Its special is plus 10 psi per tac ship. And I'm guessing this is the visual for the Universal Console. More visuals to add. So let's read this here. So the antimatter bomb deployment. The volatile properties of antimatter are a well-known fact of modern science, and thus its weaponization seems obvious. High-yield explosive devices like this one are only used on rare occasions. However, as the explosive force is considered overkill in most situations, a similar device was famously used by the USS Enterprise under the command of Captain James T Kirk to defeat an otherwise impeccable and insatiable entity that took the form of a vampiric cloud to prey upon the crew. This console additionally provides a passive bonus to Starship projectile weapon training, critical severity with projectile weapons. This console may be equipped on any ship, of course, in any console slot. Tool tip. Release an antimatter bomb which will reduce flight speed and turn rate of enemies within 5 clicks before detonating after 15 seconds. Upon detonation, massive kinetic damage to foes within 5 clicks. Also creates a shockwave that slowly travels out 20 clicks, dealing additional heavy kinetic damage to foes as it travels. Okay, that sounds cool. Not gonna lie, that sounds interesting. That may actually be something cool. Starship Traits, damn the torpedoes. While this trait is slotted, keeping your ship's throttle above 50% will grant additional damage resistance rating against all projectile weapons and will periodically destroy the nearest mine or targetable torpedo. I can't say that's going to be popular. I mean, for me, that's probably something I wouldn't use personally, to be honest with you, Captains. But it's going to be there. If you get the ship, it'll be yours. And you can decide to use it or not. Tool tip, while throttle is at or above 50%, plus 100 to plus 200 all damage resistance rating versus projectile weapons, scales with throttle. Once per 2 seconds, destroy nearest mine or targetable torpedo within 5 clicks. I can't say I've had that issue, but even then, if we're thinking of going to the DPS mode of ISE, you might encounter that transitioning from the right transformer to the gate, but even like those Invisitorps, but even then you're kind of just standing still. So the 50% throttle thing, it's not going to work out so well. So, okay, well, we'll keep continuing on, going on here, Caps. There's a beautiful shot of the crossfield refit, which, Captains, I do love this ship, and it's one of the ships that we're considering to get on our PS4 accounts. It's between this and the Donnie, the USS Enterprise from Strange New Worlds, so we're not sure yet 100% because I do like this ship, and this makes more sense to me in the future than it did in the past. But Expanding Infinity, the following items from the Discovery Far From Home lockbox will now be available within the Infinity lockbox. So it's Tier 6 Starship Crossfield Science Spearhead Refit. Tier 6 details on the previous dev blog. There you go, Captains, if you want to have a look at that. I highly recommend it. I like it for its looks, to be honest with you. It won me over and it fixed a lot of the things that I did not like about the original one. So Starship Trait, Programmable Matter Enhancements, Universal Console, Parasitic Ice, Containment Vessel. I don't think they fixed this yet, so it's not, I don't think it's a very popular console, to be honest. So Ground Personal Traits, of course, Bond with Life, Unyielding Ideals, Upgraded Gear, Space Personal Traits, Symbiotic Ice, Feel the Weight of Our Presence, Redundant Antimatter Containment, Unique Duty Officer, Schroeder, Randomly Teleporting Saurian, Kit Modules, Parasitic Ice, Universal Transporter, Universal Dot 23 into 3 flavors there of Ange Sign Attack, 32th Century Federation Phaser Weapons, 32C Space and Ground, including a chance to obtain the Discovery Refit Vanity Shield. So there you go, Captains. The Farragut. Again, I can't say that this is something that we're excited for personally. A lot of captains may want to get this because it is a new ship. It's a new ship from the new show. It was commanded by James T Kirk. Personally, just not the way, I just don't like the configuration. So even though we can obtain it, not going to get it, to be honest with you. Maybe could be an option for a free event ship using the event campaign in the future, but there is ships above this at this moment, and those ships I just mentioned above, especially on my PS4 account, would be the Enterprise from Strange New Worlds and Crossfield Refit. I don't think I would get this necessarily, and because there's still probably more ships ahead of it. So again, I just thought we would drop our ECs on that. The video will probably go over when they drop it in the Twitter feed so that we can go over it there. But Captains, it's going to be there October 13, PC and console, they're saying. So there it is. That is a chance for you, Captains. If you love this ship, you see it, that's okay. This is something for you, totally okay. Now, the one thing I wish that they would have done that I thought would have been unique to this is if they, could you imagine, Captains? Now, I know we can give this rock and roll, but could you imagine if we gave this pilot maneuvers? A different set of pilot maneuvers, a loop-de-loop on top of rock and roll, or it would have been great if the trait or console made the ship do a loop or something like that. That would have been even better, and I might have considered getting it, but regardless, looks wise, it's just not for me, as I'd mentioned. But this is coming, we knew it was, and it's gonna be, I think, the first starship from Strange New Worlds to hit. So what Ambassador Kale said a couple months ago, that we might get Strange New Worlds content into Star Trek Online before the year end or on December. Well, it looks like we got it in October. So there we go, Captains, it's coming. Kudos to you, Captains. If you want this, this is going to be out there for you. Again, we recommend you, Captains, just buying the keys, putting it on the exchange to get the EC, to get your guaranteed shot of getting this ship. Opening boxes, not guaranteed. We've mentioned this before. You can open 250. I've seen Captains open 250 boxes and get nothing. Absolutely nothing, but get their inventories filled up. So if you want this ship, guaranteed, buy the keys, put them on the exchange, sell them, and then use the EC from the keys to obtain it. So there you go, Captains. Drop the ECs there. Again, once it's great that we're getting that content. Right now, there's nothing else that I'm looking forward to from Strange New World other than their costumes, some of their weapons possibly, and just some maybe fun things like their bridge interior. That would be great if we get that. But this is great sign that things are moving and that we're getting content from Strange New Worlds relatively quick, especially at being the ship from the last episode there. So Captains, like the video, comment below, let us know if you like this, let us know if you're gonna get it, let us know if it's meh, and subscribe here to the YouTube Bridge. And captains, we will leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.